Can we make a vegan egg from chickpeas? Well, I've seen a few people do it and I thought, you know what, if they can do it, so can I. So today, we're gonna make an egg from chickpeas. I've only done this a couple times, so you're just gonna get to see an experiment in action. We start off with half a cup of water. This is going to make enough for like a 2 to 3 egg omelet style egg, okay? I also have my pan preheating on 3.997, just so you know. So, half a cup of water, what's next?
3 tablespoons of chickpea flour.
Now notice, I have measuring utensils out. There's a reason for that. This recipe is so specific because it's like baking this time. So you want to be more precise. Just going right into the same container. You can do a bowl if you want. It was easy because I had to measure the water, so.
Now we are going to be pouring this, so using the larger Pyrex with the spout is a good idea.
Now, if you don't have chickpea flour, first you can go get some, or you can just take dry chickpeas and blitz the heck out of them in a food processor or blender, or if you have a mill, you can do that too. What's next?
A 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. This
is mostly for color, but when I left it out, I did notice something missing. So I don't go too crazy with turmeric, but 1/4 teaspoon.
1/4 teaspoon of Kala Namak.
Now this, I've been known to put a little bit more in. This is Indian black salt. It gives that eggy smell. So I'm gonna go 1.5 1/4 teaspoons. I think when I actually made it, I used more.
A 1/4 teaspoon black pepper.
How about a pinch? That's about a 1/4 teaspoon.
And 1.5 tablespoons of nutritional yeast.
Yes, we keep ours in a basil leaves container. And that's all that goes in it. It's actually pretty shockingly simple. Then you want to give this a good whisking. And I'm using a whisk to break up clumps and things like that. If you added the water last, you could have mixed the other things first. But then it means that you have to like measure the water separately. And I just thought this was simple.
It is important to get rid of those lumps though, because those lumps aren't going to go away in the cooking process. And you don't want to bite into a clump of dry ingredients.
Now, some people put baking soda or baking powder into this to get it to rise a little bit. I found that made it more like a pancake than an egg. So I opted for the no rise route this time. But the water in there actually does it anyway. It does give a little bit of rise. Okay, the real secret to this though is not cooking it too long and not cooking it too cold or too hot. So that's why I have our stove on 4. That pan's been preheating for about 5 minutes or so it's pretty warm. But now we're gonna head over there and put this in the pan.
A word of caution, if you're brand new to using Kala Namak in cooking, you will swear you've just mixed eggs because it smells that sulfur smell.
It has the sulfur smell.
Yeah.
It'll also cook out. So if you find that it cooks out too fast, you can add the Kala Namak in the pan or at the end, just sprinkle over the top a little bit more. Okay, once our pan is nice and hot, I am gonna do something I hardly ever do anymore, and that is a couple of sprays of oil. This happens to be canola oil, but you can use like a cooking spray or something like that, just because this stuff will stick, and there's really not many ways to make it not stick. Okay, get it all in. All of it, you paid for it. And then see, I got these little splatter edges. I want to get them in there and just kind of clean up the edge a little tiny bit. And then let that sit for about 2 minutes. After, almost a minute, I like to start going around the edges. What I'm trying to do is free it from the pan. If anything started to stick, I want to get it up. This is a very sticky, highly prone to burning kind of thing. So I have tried to do it without oil. It didn't work. But it's not quite ready to flip it. But you can see it's very egg-like. But be patient with it. You just gotta move carefully and be patient. That's the 2 things that are the hardest things for me to do in cooking. Needs another 30 seconds or so before I can start flipping. All right, I switched to a slightly larger spatula. It's not quite ready yet. See, it broke. We don't want that. All right, I switched to a slightly larger spatula. The big plastic one really wasn't cutting it, but this one seems to be working okay. That side is nice. That'll come off really good. So here we go. I'm gonna give it a flip. Oh, look at that. Just a little bit stuck. Perfect. Over here, it's being a problem. So I'm gonna have to do it in pieces. It's stuck. Don't worry about that. Just mash that down. I am not the best at flipping eggs to begin with, and it's been a while since I flipped an egg, okay? Now I'm just gonna give that a couple more minutes to fully set up, and then we're ready to try this. I got it onto the plate. I can't say that this is a great way to do things. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
It is not sexy.
No.
But are real eggs sexy? I don't think so.
The real question is, can it substitute for like a Just Egg or something like that? And we have some pretty picky people in the house now, and I made this for them.
They approved
and
it.
they approved it. So I think like on a sandwich or something like that, it's probably great. Or like, you know, if you put some veggies in it and stuff like that and made an omelet, it'd probably be awesome. But here we go. Boop.
It's shockingly like egg.
It actually is really
Or at least
good.
what I remember.
Yeah, it feels almost like it's not fully cooked. And I think that's the key.
Yeah.
When it's fully cooked, it's too much like a pancake or a bread. Whereas when it's still just a little bit soft inside,
Yeah.
it really does come across like an egg omelet type of thing.
Right. And if you're used to cooking eggs with things,
Yeah.
you can put like a garnish of the vegetables on top rather than in. I think trying to make an omelet with this might be making things a little too complicated.
You
for
probably could. If you used veggies that had already been cooked and they were nice and dry,
Yeah.
and then you put them into the mix when you threw it in the pan, it'd probably be fine.
I'd be perfectly fine with them being on top and just eating them together. I could imagine sauteed onions and mushrooms and spinach and...
Yeah. It's extremely flavorful.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really like tons of flavor to it. But it's really simple. I'm gonna practice on it some more and make sure that I can make them look really nice at some point. But I wanted to share this with you guys because as we start to do experiments, I just want to make the video and get it out there so that you guys can really see it. This is a really great, easy way to make a simple chickpea egg. I wouldn't store it in the fridge.
No.
I wouldn't freeze it. I would make them fresh every time I need them because it took 2 minutes to do. It's no big deal.
So since we have this made, we're actually going to divide it in half and put it into a sandwich form because that's my favorite way to eat eggs.
So make this. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching and we'll see you next time on The Bistro.